Welcome to Design Eye, your go-to channel for interior and exterior design inspiration. I'm Heather, your host. Today, we're exploring amazing tiny kitchen ideas you need to try. Get ready to see some ingenious designs that maximize space and functionality, making your small kitchen both stylish and practical. Let's dive in. This kitchen design is a stunning example of how to make the most out of a small space. I love the use of open shelving, which not only makes the kitchen feel more spacious, but also allows for easy access to everyday items. The white color scheme enhances the light and airy feel, making the room appear larger. The pop of color from the mint green oven adds a playful and retro touch, bringing personality to the space. The layout is highly functional, with everything within arm's reach. The use of vertical space is smart, with shelves extending to the ceiling to maximize storage. The mix of plants adds a touch of nature, making the space feel lively and inviting. The modern light fixture is a statement piece that ties the whole room together. If I were to change anything, I might add a bit more contrast to break up the white. Perhaps a darker backsplash or some colorful accessories would add more depth. Overall, this design is a fantastic blend of practicality and style, perfect for a tiny kitchen. This kitchen exudes a warm, rustic charm that I absolutely adore. The combination of green lower cabinets with a wooden countertop creates a cozy, earthy feel. I appreciate how the open shelving is used to display a mix of functional items and decorative pieces, giving the space a lived-in and welcoming atmosphere. The choice of a classic cream stove adds a vintage touch that pairs beautifully with the dark wooden elements. I also love the use of various cutting boards and hanging mugs, which not only save space but also add to the kitchen's character. The dark wood flooring ties the entire look together, enhancing the rustic vibe. If I were to make any adjustments, I might add a few more light sources to brighten up the space, as it could feel a bit dark during the evenings. Perhaps some undershelf lighting or a brighter wall color would help. Overall, this kitchen is a perfect blend of functionality and style, ideal for those who appreciate a rustic aesthetic. This kitchen design strikes a perfect balance between modern and rustic elements. I love how the white shiplap walls create a clean, fresh backdrop, allowing the natural wood shelves to stand out. The green lower cabinets add a subtle pop of color that feels both contemporary and timeless. The floating shelves are not only visually appealing but also practical, offering ample storage space for spices, dishes, and decorative items. I appreciate the thoughtful arrangement of items on the shelves, which keeps everything organized and within easy reach. The sleek stainless steel stove and hood complement the overall design, adding a touch of modernity. One detail I particularly admire is the tiled backsplash behind the stove. Its subtle texture adds interest without overwhelming the space. If I were to make any changes, I might introduce a few more pops of color through accessories or small appliances to add a bit more vibrancy. Overall, this kitchen is a fantastic example of how to maximize both style and functionality in a small space. This tiny kitchen design is absolutely charming and filled with warmth. I love the soft, neutral color palette that makes the space feel light and airy. The white cabinets with gold hardware add a touch of elegance without overwhelming the space. The open shelving above the sink is a lovely touch, perfect for displaying beautiful ceramics and keeping essentials within easy reach. The incorporation of natural materials like the wooden cutting boards and utensils adds a rustic element that balances the sleekness of the white cabinets. I particularly admire the thoughtful placement of plants, which bring a fresh, lively vibe to the room. The cozy rug adds texture and comfort underfoot, making the kitchen feel more inviting. If I were to make any changes, I might add a bit more color through accessories or a backsplash to break up the monochromatic scheme. Perhaps some pastel or bold colored dishware could add a playful touch. Overall, this kitchen is a beautiful example of how to create a functional and aesthetically pleasing space in a small area. I find this tiny kitchen design to be both charming and highly practical. The use of light gray subway tiles for the backsplash adds a modern touch and creates a beautiful contrast with the warm wooden countertops. The shaker-style cabinets in white keep the look clean and timeless, while the open shelving with wicker baskets provides a cozy, rustic feel and additional storage. The patterned tile flooring is a standout feature that adds character and visual interest to the space. It ties the room together and makes the kitchen feel unique and inviting. The layout is highly efficient, making excellent use of the corner space and ensuring that everything is within easy reach. I love the placement of the sink by the window, allowing natural light to flood the room and providing a pleasant view while doing dishes. If I were to suggest any improvements, it would be to incorporate some open shelving or glass front cabinets to break up the solid white cabinetry and add more visual depth. Perhaps a few more colorful accessories or plants could brighten up the space even more. Overall, this kitchen is a fantastic example of how to blend style and functionality in a small area. This kitchen design is a perfect blend of modern elegance and practicality. I'm immediately drawn to the striking combination of navy blue lower cabinets and white upper cabinets. This color contrast not only looks stylish, but also helps in defining the space, making it feel more dynamic. The gold hardware and faucet add a touch of luxury and sophistication, elevating the overall aesthetic. I appreciate the use of open shelving for displaying decorative items and keeping frequently used items within easy reach. The clean white subway tile backsplash complements the countertops and adds a subtle texture to the space. One of my favorite elements is the pendant light above the workspace, adding both functionality and a design statement. If I were to enhance this kitchen further, I might introduce a few more colorful or patterned accessories to break up the uniformity and add more personality. Overall, this kitchen is a fantastic example of how to create a sophisticated and functional space in a small area. This kitchen design is full of character and creativity, making it one of my favorites. The dark accent wall immediately draws my attention and serves as a bold backdrop for the eclectic art and decor. I love the playful and inspiring wall art, which adds personality and a touch of humor to the space. The white cabinets and dark countertops create a striking contrast, making the kitchen feel both modern and inviting. The use of plants throughout the space brings in a touch of nature, adding freshness and vibrancy. The large cactus in the corner is a unique statement piece that ties the entire look together. I appreciate the mix of textures, from the woven rug on the floor to the rustic wooden countertops. The pendant light fixture adds an industrial touch, complementing the overall eclectic style. If I were to suggest any improvements, I might add more lighting to ensure the space is well lit, especially given the dark walls. Overall, this kitchen is a fantastic example of how to incorporate bold design choices in a small space, creating a fun and functional environment. When I look at this kitchen, I immediately notice its charming and efficient use of space. The soft white cabinetry gives the kitchen a bright and airy feel, making it seem larger than it is. The wooden countertops add a warm, rustic touch that complements the modern stainless steel refrigerator and appliances. The farmhouse sink is both stylish and highly functional, perfect for handling larger pots and pans. I love the addition of the woven rug running the length of the kitchen. It adds texture and coziness to the room, making it feel more inviting. The placement of plants and small decor items on the countertops adds a touch of personality without cluttering the space. The strategic use of lighting, especially the lamp in the adjacent room, creates a seamless transition and makes the entire area feel connected and cohesive. If I were to change anything, it would be to add a small foldable breakfast bar or a few stools under the countertop extension for additional seating. This would make the kitchen not only a place for cooking, but also a social hub. Overall, this design is a great choice for maximizing functionality and style in a small space. This kitchen immediately captures my attention with its pristine, all-white design that feels fresh and inviting. The sleek black stove stands out as a bold centerpiece, creating a striking contrast against the white cabinetry and walls. I appreciate the clever use of vertical space with the high cabinets, offering ample storage without overwhelming the room. The decorative touches here are what make this space special. The wreath and wooden cutting board add a touch of rustic charm, while the vase of fresh flowers on the island brings a lively, natural element into the space. The small shelf above the stove, adorned with simple decor, adds a personalized touch without cluttering the area. What I might change is the addition of a bit more color through accessories or a backsplash to break up the white a bit more and add depth. Overall, I love how this design combines functionality with aesthetic appeal, creating a kitchen that's both practical and beautiful. What stands out to me in this kitchen is the clean, minimalist design that exudes simplicity and elegance. The white cabinets create a sleek, uncluttered look, and I love how they blend seamlessly with the white countertops. The open wooden shelves add a nice touch of warmth and contrast, providing a perfect spot to display some decorative items and everyday essentials. I appreciate the thoughtful placement of small appliances like the toaster and kettle, which keep the counters functional without feeling crowded. The compact sink and minimalist faucet are great choices for a small space, ensuring everything is easily accessible. The framed print and small potted plant on the shelf add a bit of personality and greenery, making the kitchen feel more inviting. One thing I might change is adding a pop of color through a colorful backsplash or some vibrant accessories to break up the monochrome palette a bit. Overall, this design is a fantastic example of how to maximize a small kitchen space while keeping it stylish and functional. This kitchen feels so cozy and inviting thanks to the abundance of natural light pouring in through the large window. The white cabinetry and light-colored countertops create a bright and airy atmosphere, which I find really refreshing. I love the farmhouse-style sink. It's both charming and highly practical for everyday use. The wooden countertops add a warm, natural touch that balances out the white elements beautifully. The open shelves above the counter are a great design choice, providing easy access to frequently used items while also allowing for some decorative touches. I adore the mix of functional jars and cute signs on the shelves. They add a lot of character to the space. If I were to make any changes, I might add a bit more storage space by incorporating some additional cabinets or drawers just to keep the countertops less cluttered. However, I think this design does a fantastic job of maximizing a small space while keeping it functional and aesthetically pleasing. This kitchen's design immediately strikes me as both charming and highly functional. The layout makes excellent use of the limited space, with the sink and oven strategically placed to create an efficient workflow. I love the way the natural light floods the room through the window and door, making the space feel bright and welcoming. The white cabinetry paired with the wooden countertops creates a classic, timeless look. The light wood adds warmth and complements the overall airy feel of the kitchen. I particularly appreciate the glass front cabinets, which not only provide storage but also allow me to display some of my favorite dishes and glassware, adding a personal touch to the space. The pendant light above the sink is a nice feature, adding a bit of industrial charm and ensuring the work area is well lit. If I could improve one thing, it might be to add a bit more counter space, perhaps with a movable island or cart, to provide additional workspace when needed. Overall, this kitchen design is a great example of how to maximize a small area, making it both practical and inviting. The striped rug adds a cozy touch, tying everything together beautifully. This kitchen has such a vibrant, modern feel that instantly catches my eye. The dark green cabinetry is bold and stylish, providing a striking contrast against the white herringbone tile backsplash. I love how this choice of backsplash adds texture and visual interest to the room. The wooden flooring brings warmth to the space, balancing the cooler tones of the cabinets. The open shelving and plant arrangements give the kitchen a fresh, organic vibe. I appreciate the thoughtful placement of plants, which not only enhance the aesthetic but also bring a touch of nature indoors. The mint green toaster on the side shelving unit adds a fun pop of color, making the space feel lively and personalized. If I were to tweak anything, it would be to add a bit more lighting under the cabinets to brighten the countertops for food preparation. However, I really enjoy the overall layout and functionality of this kitchen. This design brilliantly combines style with practicality, making it a joy to spend time in. This kitchen has such a charming, country-style appeal that immediately makes me feel at home. The muted green cabinets are a delightful choice, adding a soft, calming touch to the space. The farmhouse sink is one of my favorite elements, both for its classic look and its practicality. It pairs beautifully with the brass fixtures, which add a bit of vintage flair. The wooden countertops provide warmth and contrast nicely with the green cabinetry, while also offering ample workspace. I love how the open shelving and plate rack keep essentials within easy reach, adding both functionality and a bit of rustic charm. The window allows for plenty of natural light, making the kitchen feel bright and airy, and the striped Roman shade is a perfect touch for controlling the light while adding to the overall aesthetic. If I were to make any improvements, I might consider adding a bit more storage space, possibly with additional shelving or cabinets. However, the current design is highly functional and makes great use of the available space. The small decor touches, like the woven baskets and potted plants, add a personal touch that makes this kitchen feel both cozy and lived in. This kitchen's design immediately impresses me with its warm, earthy tones and cozy atmosphere. The light wood cabinetry creates a welcoming feel, and I love how it contrasts with the dark countertops. The black handles add a modern touch, complementing the overall rustic aesthetic. The use of natural materials is evident throughout, from the woven baskets and cutting boards to the hanging woven decor. These elements bring a sense of texture and warmth that makes the space feel inviting. The open shelving on the right is a fantastic touch, providing both storage and a display area for cookbooks and plants, which add a fresh, green touch to the room. The small stool is a practical addition, perfect for reaching higher shelves or providing a quick seat while cooking. The layered rugs on the floor add a cozy, homely vibe, and their earthy tones tie in beautifully with the overall color scheme. If I were to make any improvements, it might be to add more lighting to brighten up the workspace, as the current setup seems a bit dim. However, I think this kitchen does an excellent job of blending functionality with a warm, inviting design, making it a lovely space to cook and gather. Thank you for joining me on this journey through amazing tiny kitchen ideas. These small kitchens exemplify how smart design can make any space stylish and functional. From clever storage solutions to charming decor, each kitchen demonstrates that limited space can still offer plenty of inspiration and practicality. Don't forget to subscribe to Design Eye for more design tips and ideas. Thanks for watching and happy decorating!